Terrell, Danny, you know, especially Danny, Terrell, and Dallas, you know, and we could fit it around the Iditarod schedule, but, you know, one of those guys could easily compete in this sort of thing, and it would be like defending the family name. It would be like, you know, trying to address a lot of the social problems in Alaska. It would be rising to the challenge. You know, is this really about being like someone's son, getting the sponsor, you know, having the business ecosystem aligned for them, or is it about being a great competitor? You know, I'm sure Dallas, in his mind's eye, can say, well, you know, I was a great wrestler. Well, you want to create a similar situation for the other mushers coming up. You know, you want it to be like, have the one dog ecosystem in the state of Alaska be like the wrestling. You know, have this be like a competitive a feature, a competitive thing for the young people to pass through, so they could be like, well, I'm the best one dog person at this whole thing. You know, they could have some pride with that, similar to how I'm sure Dallas has his pride with his you know, his wrestling as a younger man. But so there's just a lot of people who have a tremendous amount of knowledge about the dog mushing and have the skills and expertise, but aren't economically positioned to get in there and compete with Dallas. So really, you know, basically a lot of the competition is jostled out of being able to even have a chance to compete. And you know, so, and they're all on the sidelines watching this shit. And it's like Dallas, a bunch of these old guys have been doing it forever, who sort of mastered the business part of it. And then it's all these, you know, and then it's all these guys, you know, these guys coming up or whatever here and there. You got a Kaiser, you know, there are people out there. You know, you got the Mike Williams kid, and you know, this, that, and the other thing. But I think we're getting to the point. It's like where, you know, look at the Canicross in Europe. Look at all the people who just want to go out and travel in the wilderness and you know, visit some amazing places. I'm in a city in California in a parking lot about to do a workout in like a Home Depot thing. It's like the big CrossFit Games, the Spartan Games, you know, right on the shopping cart return things. But it's like there's a tremendous amount of, I think, room in the sport to have something like this to come in and also really address the issues that happened last year and the last few years. You know, you're talking about like alcohol abuse, substance abuse, poverty in the villages, the disconnect between, you know, a lot of the people in the villages and the big tour kennels. You know, even though the Dallas is a second generation, third generation musher, I'm a second generation musher. You know, a lot of this has become economic, and we have an opportunity to sort of turn the clock back and say this can become a physical thing, this can become a physical sports challenge, this can become a challenge about, you know, traveling across the landscape distances, but it also can be something connecting to the heritage with the dogs, and specifically, you know, living off the land, the ecosystems, the you know, the animals, the preservation, the wilderness, all of the things that are the topics that are very much in the forefront of Alaska's marketing. You know, and this can create another whole you know, it can pull from the other demographic of the people that are poor and shit, but it can also create another whole ecosystem of tour businesses and opportunities in terms of like having like one dog class tours, you know, focusing more on the physical fitness emphasis, and you know, just like the seaveys have mastered that, they could have, you know, I think it would create more jobs, more opportunities for you know, telling the story of the training and the history, what goes on behind the one dog, just like they do with right now with the Iditarod, with all the glacier tours, with the cart tours and Skagway and Juneau, and how the seaveys do as well. So, you know, I think Dallas and Wade and those guys and everyone who has the concern about the Iditarod's future, I think their heart's in the right place, but I think they need to look deeper. And I think the one dog class is something that, you know, for their brothers and their sisters and their kids and their kids' kids, you know, this is the beginning of a conversation that's going to make something that will, you know, help preserve the best of what Iditarod was supposed to be about, and the best of what Alaska was supposed to be about.